Welcome parents and students to Back to School Night at Chilton. My name is Derek Hildinger. I'm the 7th grade social studies teacher. I understand you guys are watching a few of these videos tonight, and I'm sure that's an entertaining Friday night for all of you. The fact that we're watching a few of these, I'm going to try to be as quick as possible, and we're going to go over syllabus and other things like that at a later date. So we'll really kind of dig in. This is meant to just be kind of a general introduction and kind of what the class is, the general philosophy of the course, and what you can expect this school year. Use me for a second. Okay. So this past school year, we adopted a new textbook. So that's really cool. Not that we heavily lean on the textbook or anything like that, but having this as a solid resource that we can use in an effective way. And it's this brand new resource that's properly aligned. It's current, up to date, not like a lot of our experiences probably in school where we had the 20 or 30-year-old textbook. Your kids are in good hands with the brand new textbook. It's awesome. It does a lot, and we will be getting into some of that stuff also at a later date. So the new social studies framework adopted 2016 kind of breaks down our units for us. So as you can see in world studies, we cover a really wide range of material. In a relatively small period of time, right? You take any one of these topics, and these are topics that really people could spend their lifetime studying. Or if you were in college, maybe you'd have 2 or 3 courses dedicated to just one of these subjects. But the whole point of this is to really just kind of start to introduce students to kind of the bigger picture, the world, right? And get a general understanding of different civilizations and kind of some common themes and things like that that have gone on through history. Emphasis in history instruction, the RCSD middle school history domains are knowledge and understanding, investigation, analysis, communication, and evaluation. And really, this is the focus of our course. So while the history is something that we're truly passionate about as history teachers, really what we want out of our students is that they can develop these skills, because the history is going to change, and even really the subject is going to change. And what we want is we want the students to be able to have the skills necessary to where they can study really any subject or any moment in history through these skills. So something like evaluation, right? That's obviously a skill that transfers over into other areas, or investigation. So this is not a class where the teachers will get up in front of the room or in front of the computer and tell them their version of history. This is not rote memorization. This is more about skill development, higher level thinking, and having the students kind of dig for their own historical answers. Historians are expert investigators, expert interpreters, expert storytellers, and expert inquirers. So again, the focus here is we want to empower the students to be able to tackle the subject with their own unique set of skills. Formative versus summative. I believe I have 2 slides on here that talk about this. This is really important. Really, if there's anything you walk away tonight thinking, there are 2 things. Number one is that the history is flexible, right? And that we're a skill-based class. And then the other thing that I think is really important is this difference between formative and summative, because once we start going and grades start coming out, this is really where sometimes some of the anxiety can rest here, right? With parents and students. And as a teacher, this is what we're looking at a lot. So real quick kind of spiel on this is the difference between formative and summative. Our district is 100%. Your student will receive a grade 100% based on summatives. So the formative is all the stuff we do leading up to the end of the unit test or project. Formative really gives us a chance. It's kind of like a ball of clay, right? We're forming their knowledge, we're forming the skills, and if we need to adjust it, we make that adjustment. And hopefully those adjustments are made in time for the summative so that they perform well. The summative is more like the game, right? Formative being practice, summative being the game. How well do you perform? And really, I think in the summative space, I should mention that we are not, we don't print out tests or put tests online that are just a bunch of multiple choice questions, because that doesn't fit with the skills that we teach in class. We want them doing higher level things where they have to provide evidence for their claims, provide analysis that backs up those pieces of evidence and things like that. So you will notice that your students are doing things that are definitely going to prepare them for high school, and I would even argue are starting to prepare them for college as well. We also grade on learning behavior, so engagement and work completion. Again, that's a district-wide policy. So as long as students are participating, turning in assignments, raising their hand, if they're absent, shooting me a quick email, all those things that we would consider great skills for the workplace and really just in life in general, we do count those grades in a learning behavior category. This is kind of the longer version of it, so if you want to pause and just kind of read that. And then my contact information, there's my email. My office hours are Mondays, 3 to 3:30. The way we're doing this is just shoot me an email, and I can put you down for probably about a 10-minute window. If I have no other parents that week, then we can talk for, I guess, as long as necessary. And I don't want you to think that this is super rigid with these office hours. This is just kind of more for teacher sanity and trying to have somewhat of a social life, I guess. But look, if there's something that comes up, I'm usually pretty quick to say, hey, let's just set up a meeting right now. Let's try to get it done. Yeah. So with that being said, I think I'm out of slides. My name, again, Derek Hildinger. I went to Rockland High School, so really local here. I've been teaching for, I think it's somewhere around 7 or 8 years. And went to Sac State University for my college and for most of my teaching credential, and then I finished up the last little bit at National University. So just kind of end with saying, again, super excited about the school year. I'm accepting this challenge. I think your students are probably excited to get back into the classroom, and we're going to learn together. It's going to be really exciting to see this kind of dynamic where teachers and students and parents, and we're all kind of figuring this thing out together. I think by cooperating and working together, we're going to accomplish some pretty cool things this year. All right, have a good evening. Talk to you later.